I'm Robert Gardner, and today we're going to talk about headaches here with Lucy. Headaches are very complex, and I'm going to give you some basics, some things I think you ought to check if you're having chronic headaches. There are, at least to my knowledge, about three main different kinds of headaches, okay? You have tension headaches, cluster headaches, and migraines. Cluster headaches and migraines are much more complex in my experience and don't respond necessarily as well to massage. Tension headaches do. Many people who have tension headaches are just having tight muscles, I think in their cervical spine and their scalp, that refer pain into their head. When those muscles spasm, they experience tightness and they experience referred pain. They'll say they have chronic ongoing tension headaches. Migraines and cluster headaches, I think migraines in particular have a more neurological basis. You should probably see a doctor if you're having those or having headaches regularly. But a good way to find out about tension headaches is to work on people, particularly through their neck. Splenius cervicis and splenius capitis are in the posterior cervical spine. So if I find the center of her spine, you can feel these little spinous processes in the posterior. I'm not going to be pressing on those. I'm pressing right to the side, which in this case is the left side. I'm using my fingers to press back and forth across those. And how are we doing right there? Okay. So it doesn't necessarily mean that Lucy is going to feel referred pain from these, but it is very common for people to start to experience sensations when I'm pressing into their neck up here. They'll start to feel sensations crawling up and around their ear, sometimes into their temple, and not uncommonly, and I want you to freak you out, into their eye. They'll say that they feel it just behind their eye. How's that right there, Lucy? Okay, no referred pain from that? Okay. And Lucy doesn't have any particular issues about headache that she made me aware of, correct? Yeah. So she may not have a lot of tension here. It's very common for me to work on people, and they're just so inordinately sore, especially through this upper portion of their neck. These are more gentle structures because of these small vertebrae. Here's what I would do to apply a little bit of pressure there. I may have to change my body position several times so you can see this. I'm going to hook this thumb into the posterior cervical spine, just a little bit to the left. I'm going to wrap around her forehead right here, and I'm going to see if I can lean and pull her into my thumb. Now you let me know if that's too much, Lucy. Not too much? Okay. Little bit of pressure there. Anywhere along the posterior cervical spine, even if you're in the lower portion, as long as you're in the back, we're safe. You don't want to go into the side, and you particularly don't want to go into the front, in front of the sternocleidomastoid. It connects from the mastoid process and goes down to the sternum. You don't want to go in front of that. This is safe. The side is caution. The front is generally a no, unless you know more about the muscular anatomy and can do so safely in communication with the person. I'm going to hook in now with two fingers right here, and I'm going to gently lean her into my fingers. How's the pressure right there? A little tender? Is it too much? Okay, it was a little bit too much. So I'm going to hook the fingers again right there. Is that better? It was just a little bit too much pressure for her. Are you getting any referred pain at all?
A little bit.
A little bit? Where do you feel it?
Yeah, kind of in my ear.
Okay. So when you say it in your ear, does it feel like deep inside your ear?
Kind of feels above.
Kind of above? Okay. So that sort of referred pain, if people have never felt that before, here's what may commonly happen. I could work on someone, I'm holding my fingers where they were previously. They would feel that and say, oh no, my headache is coming on. When that happens, that leads me to believe that she was having a case of tension headaches. Now, she doesn't have headaches, but in a case of referred pain, some people will call these trigger points, I've hooked into what I believe is splenius cervicis or a portion of splenius capitis. How are you feeling right there, Lucy? A little tender? Okay. Any referred pain from there? No? Okay, if I go a little bit lower. Too much? Little tender? Okay. Any referred pain? No? Okay. And sometimes it will diminish from person to person. I'm actually switching sides now and using my thumb on the right side just to see if there's a difference here. How about there? She's like, other than the fact that you're killing me, Robert, because I've trained my hands to be able to do this. I have fairly strong fingers. I want you to go slow and just make sure to communicate with the person you work with. I'm gonna hook my fingers a little bit higher, back on the left side again. Right in there, how's that? Okay. Would you want a little more pressure right there? Okay. And there she could take a little bit more. I'm hooking my fingers around. I'm gonna lean or push her head gently into my fingers. How's that there? There we go. Any referred pain? None? Okay. As you're using your fingers in here, just be careful about your hands so that they don't hurt. And also make sure to communicate with the receiver. I've asked her several times about referred pain. I think when we kind of got in there, how's that, Lucy? No referred pain though?
I kind of feel dull pain like around this side of my head now.
Okay, right in there. Okay. Now, would you want more pressure on this left side?
Sure.
Sure, okay. So I'm hooking my fingers in. I'm just gonna lean her into my fingers. How's that? There we go. Does that referred pain intensify?
Yeah.
What do you feel now?
So
Just a dull?
yeah.
Yeah. And in her case, again, she's not having severe headaches, but I wanted to demonstrate that so you have an understanding of nerves are running through that area. I don't necessarily agree with what I think of as trigger point theory about having actual trigger points in muscles, but referred pain is pretty consistent. When I look at those trigger point therapy charts, that stuff seems to happen again and again and again. And I will work on someone's neck very thoroughly, delivering pressure into these muscles. And then how's this on the right side? Is that too much, Lucy?
Yeah.
Okay, any referred pain from there? If I give you a little bit more, how's that? Just tender there?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was just checking the right side. These muscles in the posterior cervical spine can refer a lot of pain up and around into the head. The other muscles that I think you should check out in almost all cases of headache is temporalis. Temporalis is around your temples. Temporalis is over the temporal bone. It's a big round muscle, and these muscle fibers go down underneath the zygomatic arch, underneath the cheekbone, and attach on the ramus of her jaw, on the ramus of her mandible. It's a big muscle of mastication because on both sides it's contracting and helping her chew. Not just the masseter, but this temporalis on her scalp here. In her case, I think what I'm going to do is take her hair down. That's going to make it easier to get into the side that's facing the camera. And if I pull her hair back here, again, the muscle that we're working on is up and around, and these muscle fibers go down. A lot of people will have, there's 4 points right along here. So I will tend to come in and hook my fingers right into that area. And Lucy, I want you to give me feedback as I'm going across there. Is that tender at all? A little bit. Okay. She said that she doesn't have headaches, but she does clench, kind of grind just a little bit with her teeth. So if she's asleep at night and having bruxism, or grinding, these muscles are working when they don't need to. How's that right there? Feels good? Okay. Does it feel better more towards the back of the head or more towards the front? In the middle, sort of above the ear? There we go. Now I'm working those points. If my fingers get tired, it is possible to come in and just hook the fingers and then kind of give some traction and pull. How does it feel when I'm pulling up? Okay. What if I pull to the back? Was one of those better? You like the back more? Okay. So if I start in the back and then pull up from there, how's that? Is that the good spot? There we go. That little bit of communication gives me some nuance. A lot of people who are having problems with temporalis can literally feel this broad ache up through their head, up through their temples, and then also sometimes like a band right into the temples themselves. If people are having problems with splenius capitis and cervicis, it's not impossible for them to start to feel pain out the top of their head as well. When you look at trigger point charts, you can see these muscles and the referred pain patterns. You don't have to believe the science behind it, but for some reason that I think is mostly still currently unknown, they do refer pain in a fairly consistent pattern. So I will ask clients where they feel pain so I can address those issues. If you have chronic tension right there, Lucy, how's that? Okay, I'm just supporting her with my right hand. If you have chronic tension in those areas, especially temporalis, you can, one, go and get regular massage. That should help. You can tell them to focus on your scalp, kind of explain what you're experiencing, even reference this video if you'd like to your massage therapist talking about temporalis. The other option is going to your hairdresser and getting your hair shampooed regularly. Most really good hairdressers do a great shampoo where they're going to work the scalp. It feels really nice and relaxing for people who have headaches. As I give you a little back and forth, how does that feel? Is that preferable to just holding?
Yeah.
Okay, the back and forth, how's that? More to the posterior?
Yeah.
Like that? There we go. The temporalis is a little more challenging to feel unless people have a very thick, dense, muscular temporalis. It just feels like I'm pressing into her scalp, but I guarantee you she's getting a fairly strong, robust sensation from this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right in there. How's that? There we go. Now, if I decide to change it up, I can work on both sides at the same time. I've let her hair down. I'll sometimes do what I call the nanu nanu or the live long and prosper, Mr. Robin Williams, and I'll hook over the ears right into there. Lucy, how's that?
That's good.
Is that better than being in the posterior?
Yeah.
Okay, or just more right there? Okay. So I changed my finger position just a little bit to be more like this instead of splitting across the ear. I'll often start this way and then I'll just respond to what she's telling me. So I've got my fingers just above the ears and you tell me right there.
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm gonna hold right here and we're gonna demonstrate what's going on with her mandible, the connection at the temporalis. Can you yawn for me, Lucy? Big yawn. Feel the difference? Feel the movement?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just to make her more aware of those muscles. I'll often grab right in, how's right there? Pretty good. This is broad finger pads. Now, instead of just yawning, I want you to open your jaw and I want you to gently feel like you're stretching from side to side, moving the jaw just a little in a way. There you go. You tell me where it wants to go. There you go. And then let it relax. There. That's to increase her awareness of the tension in this area. I'm going to apply some pressure with the finger pads. When people are having headaches, I want you to go slow. I want you to take your time. This isn't something that's just going to go away in a single session. It's something that you're going to slowly have to work with people on. You'll notice that I went from muscle to muscle. In this case, we've worked on the posterior cervical spine. We worked on temporalis. When we're in the posterior cervical spine, it was mainly splenius capitis and cervicis I mentioned, but we do have other muscles back here that will refer pain as well. Then I want to talk about the suboccipitals. We're right here at the base of the skull. I'm going to hook into the left side with my fingertips through her hair, right there. Lucy, how's that? Okay. Some people will get a band of pain from the back right up to the temple from this. I'm going to hook just on the left side and lead her into my fingers. How's that? There we go. Not too close to your eyes there. Okay. Just hooking right there. If I don't like this hand position, if this feels like too much work, I can hook my thumb and the thumb pad on this side. I do great body work and horrible hair. Right in there, Lucy, how's that? There we go. Those are 3 main areas that I would check. The suboccipitals, if I remember correctly, they're going to attach on the atlas, which is C1, the first cervical vertebra, and they're going to attach at the occiput on the base of the skull, right there, little cross fiber. How's that? Good. Tender? Yeah. Lots of people are having problems with their suboccipitals because they're jutting their chin forward. And when you do this, it's like you're tightening those muscles. I teach people to retract and tuck the chin, not chuck the tin. I said it wrong. To lengthen those muscles and create a little more space. Just to give her a break, I'm gonna switch and just press on the opposite side just for a second. You probably can't see this on camera, but I'm just working the suboccipitals on the right side just so she experiences a little bit of balance. Just as tender on this side. Yeah, right there. Using this hand to kind of lead her in. And I'll relax for a second. When I'm working on people who have chronic headache problems, it's very common for me to come in and do scalp work, just around the scalp generally. When you think about affecting nerves, well, nerves are running through all of this area. And in many cases, I can take someone's hair and twist and turn. How's this feel? Pretty good? Okay. If I give you a little bit of space there, how's that? There we go. This is a nice way to build up towards finishing a little session where you're going to work on, again, what do we cover? Splenius cervicis, splenius capitis, temporalis, and then the suboccipitals. A lot of those muscles are involved in a lot of chronic tension headaches. If you have cluster headaches or migraines, you should probably see a doctor and see what your treatment options are. But tension headaches, muscle, is what massage therapists are best at dealing with. How was that, Lucy? Good. Thank you so much for working with me today. You can find many more massage videos on our Patreon and on wellnessplus.tv. I'm Robert Gardner, and you can find out more about me at robertgardnerwellness.com. I appreciate you and your time with us today.
Hey patrons, it's Karina and Missy. Hello.
Hey patrons, this is Jess.
Hey, Mom.
It is Greek Goddess Hour continued.
And we are here with an exciting update for you.
Going to be more interactive, more communication, more connection so that we can offer you more of what you want to see.
It's like the most frustrating thing. You're like, God, this video is going so great, and then the camera dies.
All right, patrons, so I just want to show y'all my perspective here. All right, let's do your city.
You're choosing us over Netflix, or?
Right.
I wouldn't even choose us over Netflix.
No, that's not true.
Feeling pretty lucky.
And what we want to do is become more connected with you.
So thank you so much.